All right. We're gonna wait for a few people to come in. Step up a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're tall again, man. All right. Hey,
A little bit taller.
let's see. Wait for a few people to come in. Make sure. Let me see. Oh yeah, yeah. Just want to make sure I got good audio, people. I got DWAYNE here with me. Yeah, you can step up just a little bit to get you right there. Yeah. You good. Somebody let me know good audio. Good audio, man. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Brooklyn Railroad? All right. So I have DWAYNE here with me. We're gonna look into his story as to why he come to Prime. So let me ask you, what did you do before driving truck or before here?
Run a construction company.
You ran a construction company.
Did that for 13 years, and then in January they closed the doors because the boss was going through a divorce. So the company was in the wife's name. We closed the doors, and then my wife talked about it, and I looked into other jobs where I could make, a decent living. And with all this COVID stuff going on, I was like, well, I don't want to be in construction anymore. I've been doing it for almost 30 years. We got to looking into trucking, and I went and got my CDL. And I started looking into companies, and actually I found some of your videos.
Okay.
And I was like, I've always done construction. I've always done the hard work. Prime's got flatbed. I looked at TMC. I was going to go there, but their waiting list was a lot longer. And so I ended up coming to Prime, and I was flatbed for 4.5, 5 months.
Okay. So you came in, you did the flatbed. How was the hiring process?
It was a little stressful, for somebody that don't know trucking. And, the recruiter I had.
Who was her? Who was she?
Trying to think what her name was.
If you don't.
I can't remember what her name was.
Okay, that's probably good, because if you had a stressful hiring process,
yeah,
we may not want to disclose that.
Yeah, because some of the information that I found out was not true.
Really?
Yeah, one of the main reasons why I chose Prime, for one, we got nice trucks there.
Right.
But,
newer equipment, yes.
Yeah, I was told, with flatbed, whether you're company or lease, unless you're a lease driver, you don't have to purchase any equipment. Everything's, Prime provides. Found out, no, Prime does not provide you with no equipment, whatever division you're going into.
Whether you're company or lease.
Yeah, whether you're company or lease, no matter what division. But, I was like, I'm already here, I'm already committed. If I got to buy the equipment, fine, I'll buy the equipment.
Right. So, come to find out, some information was not accurate. So he came in. The hiring process was stressful. How long did it take from the time that you applied to you came to Prime?
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
I graduated, I started my application process the week before I graduated CDL school. And I graduated on a Tuesday, picked up my license on Wednesday, did my drug test for Prime on Wednesday. She called me, Friday night. Your rental car will be at the airport, be here in Springfield Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And I looked at my wife, I was like, I guess I'm leaving for Springfield on Sunday morning.
So you got family then? So you got wife, kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did they think of that at that time? Because I'm sure it came in so quick. Because I remember when I first came to Prime, I told my wife, and all of a sudden, hey, they approved me, and my wife was like, what?
And she thought it was going to be a lot easier. She thought I was going to be home a lot more. I've been home. I've been with Prime 7 months now, and I've been home twice, I think.
7 months, and you've been home twice only?
It's like 2 or 3 times, yeah.
Is that by choice or?
Well, with flatbed, it wasn't a choice.
Okay. So here you
I went home more whenever I was with my trainer than whenever I got out on my own. Once I got on my own, my dispatcher's like, I put in for home time. My dispatcher said no. We don't have no loads going that way. You can't go home.
Where's home, if you don't mind me asking?
Indiana, Southern Indiana.
Southern Indiana, and he didn't have flatbed loads going that way. So it's important to know where you live and the division you want to go into. So, okay, so the wife, what was her take on you leaving and stuff? I mean,
at first she was excited about it. She thought it was going to be a lot different. And now she's like, I want you to come home. She goes, but I want you to be able to make the same money that you're making at Prime. And she's been looking at other companies too. And she's even talked to some people. And she's like, you're not going to make half of what you're making at Prime. I was like, no. I was like, not even on my bad weeks. I can't even make near as much, you know, being at home and being home every night. And whenever you go local, what they don't tell you is, yes, you're technically home every night, but you're working 15, 16 hours a day, and you're gone just about as much as you are whenever you're over the road.
Okay. The training process, we're going to talk about the PSD, which is the first phase, because you came here to get your CDL, right?
No, I had my CDL whenever I got here.
Oh, okay. So
I wish I would have.
So you came with your CDL.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you got it back in Indiana?
Yep.
Okay.
TDI truck driving school.
TDI truck driving school. How was that?
It was definitely different. I learned quite a bit, but whenever I got here, once I got with my trainer, my flatbed trainer.
Which one's on the TNT phase?
Yep. Terry Johnson Jr., he's up there on the Million Mile Wall. Him, his wife, his mom, his dad, and his cousin are all up there on the Million Mile Wall.
What?
Yep. They're all up there on the Million Mile Wall.
Wow, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it made me feel real good whenever I got my first, because my first trainer they set me up with, I didn't even get to meet him. We had words on the phone, and he started cussing me out before we even got to meet. And I called him back. I was like, no, we're not doing this. And then they gave me this gentleman.
Who does that?
Oh, I got some stories for you on trainers I've ran into out on the road. Some of our trainers, they can be a little finicky. And
Okay. Hey.
I've got a lot of students here that I've met, you know, and I've given them my number, and they'll call me, you know, hey, I'm in this situation, what would you recommend, you know, and I'm not a trainer yet, but I'm getting ready to, you know, throw my hat in the ring and start teaching some of what I've learned. I've been through TNT twice now, and I want to get back to, you know, some of the people here, so maybe we can get more people in here, get them trained a little bit better than what we're doing now. And I mean, Prime's got a good training program. I just wish they would implicate a few different aspects, like before a student can get their truck, they have to have this many hours backing at the shippers and receivers, and this many hours backing at like truck stop. That would help out, because I was at Walmart, and you know Walmart, you can park an airplane there. And I had a lady, she just graduated TNT, first run out, could not back the truck up, couldn't get into the dock. Her trainer told her she was never allowed to back up. Not to worry about backing up, that would come later. And she couldn't get the truck in there. The only experience she had was during PSD.
And see, and that's what I tell people on my videos all the time, guys. If you have a trainer that's not going to allow you to back up, that's not teaching you, that's not really caring for your training, he's not really caring for your future, your family back home, the reasons why you're doing this. So you guys need to speak up, guys. Speak up. Like, I mean, say something. If nobody knows about it, nobody can fix anything. So Prime needs to know this stuff. So you come out here. How was the TNT training during the flatbed?
It was good. It was quick. It was pretty quick. We did, I was supposed to do, when I got here, I was told 30,000 miles. Well, after I got here, no, because I come in with my CDL from an outside school, I had to do 40.
Right.
I was like, okay, fine, I'll do the 40. I ended up doing almost 50 because they didn't have a place for me here for flatbed to do my.
They were short trucks and stuff?
Short classes, the classes was all full. At that time, we were still on the lockdown here at Prime.
Okay.
And so I stayed out, you know, a few extra weeks, which didn't bother me because my trainer, as I said, he was a great guy and taught me a lot. And we ran extremely hard. I think our best week was like 7,400 miles in 1 week. And that was some moving. And by the time we got done, I was ready for a reset. We very rarely. I think out of the 40-something thousand miles, I think maybe 3 times that we actually set to do a 34-hour reset the whole time I was out with him. And that's a lot of moving.
Okay. So you did the flatbed training, TNT. Then how was the upgrade process for that?
It was a long process, it felt like, because you know you got to go back through all your what they call your CBTs. You got to do all of them all over again. You got to go to Fletcher's 2-day boot camp class.
Right.
And you know it actually worked out really well. I mean, it seemed like a longer process than what it really was, but in all, the worst part was whenever I come time to picking out a truck. That was the worst part, is because they had very few trucks for a flatbed.
What did you do on the flatbed?
We haul just about everything.
No, I mean, what kind of truck? Is it only Freightliner?
Yeah.
Or can
Freightliner.
Peterbilt get
No,
flatbed?
you can get Peterbilt. You can
Okay.
get the only truck you can't get on flatbed is International.
Okay, but you got in Freightliner.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Freightliner Cascade. Yep.
Okay, so you go out on your own, start doing a flatbed. How was that?
It was difficult because a lot of the stuff that I hauled, we didn't haul with my trainers. So I was like a deer in headlights. And I'm on an app called Life 360 with a bunch of other drivers that I met while I was here at Prime upgrading. And there's a bunch of us flatbedders. And the only videos that's out there that's up to date for us to watch to figure out, okay, I've never hauled onions before. How do I secure this on this, trailer without, falling off? We had to look at Western Express for, guidance. And then, like if I hadn't hauled it before, I'd call you. If you'd hauled it, if you hadn't hauled it, then we'd call the next one. And between all of us, someone in our group that, hauled it, and we could figure out, the best way to secure it and what worked best for either while they was in training or how their trainer taught them how to haul it.
So I got a question on that topic as far as not knowing some of the stuff you did on the TNT phase, but you did it when you got on your own. Do you feel that maybe you should have stayed a little longer with the trainer, or do you think?
Well, whenever you're out there with your flatbed trainers, they don't particularly let you haul every load that Prime's gonna haul. They all change differently.
Right.
And that's where the big learning ball comes in, because there's some people like a buddy of mine, whenever he was with his trainer, they mostly hauled Charlotte pipe. He was pretty much Charlotte pipe dedicated, and he very seldomly hauled anything else. Every once in a while he'd get a load of onions or something like that from the West Coast. And other than that, he'd never hauled coils, he'd never hauled machinery. And that's where all of us other guys, there's like 10 of us, where, hey, have you ever hauled this? Do you know how to secure this? Hey, how do I park this?
So everything is not a strap thing.
No. You got chains, you got straps, you got binders. You got a lot of different ways to secure stuff on there. And the most stressful parts, like whenever you're doing coils, them suicide coils, you got to have them perfect. You got to have them strapped down the right, chained down the right way, and you got to have them secured, so that way they call them suicide for a reason.
Right.
If they come loose, they're coming right through the cab with you.
That's why I do reefer, but we're not going to get into that. So the suicide coils, how many chains are you supposed to put on there? Because I've seen some, they're coils facing the cab of the truck. Yeah. How many chains are you supposed to put on those?
It depends on the coil, but minimal of 4. Prime recommends a minimal of 4.
Can you put more?
You can put as many as you can fit on the rub rail. And my thing is, I would rather have more than less.
Right.
That's what my trainer always taught me. He's like, you can never have too much. And in Fletcher's words, paint it gold. If you got straps, paint that thing gold. You can never have too many straps on your load to keep it from falling off. And
the chains and straps, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can never have too much securement.
Okay. And how long you been doing the flatbed?
I did flatbed for about 4.5 months. 4.5.
Oh wait.
Maybe longer.
I'm a little confused. You said you did.
Yeah, I'm reefer now. I switched from flatbed over to reefer. I've been reefer going on 2 months.
Whoa. Let's talk about that. What happened?
Money.
Wait. Let's go back. Are you company or lease now?
Lease.
Were you leased on the flatbed?
Yeah. And I would recommend anybody coming to Prime, and if you don't come from a trucking background, don't go lease straight out of the gate. Because the big thing I've seen out here with these, guys coming out here, they think they're going to come in, they see everybody saying, oh, I'm making X amount of dollars every week. They think they're going to come out here and make this big money, so they jump into this lease program, and then they get out here 30, maybe 45 days into it and figure out, I don't want to be out here on the road no more. Then they turn around, they cost themselves money. Because it's a walk-away lease, yes, but Prime charges you to clean the truck, put the truck back to its original condition, the way it was before you got the truck.
Right. And it's crazy because I've been saying this. I always recommend people go company first, get your feet wet, understand the whole trucking industry thing, the job, the ins and outs, and then do the lease. But wow, so I'm still in shock.
Yeah, I wish I would have went company first, because I cost myself a lot of money not going company first.
Oh wow. So Man, so you went from flatbed lease to reefer.
Yep.
How was that process? Who did you have to reach out to?
Steve Tasson here at Prime.
Okay.
And it took me about a week to get in here. And it was another week because I had to wait on the trainer. And I had to go out with another trainer for 10,000 miles.
Oh, 10,000 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
It used to be 15, so they might have
Yeah,
probably reduced it.
well, the reason why they reduced it for me is because I'd already been out on my own driving. And,
Okay.
you know, I didn't have, I've been 6 months on time. And just the other day, I got my first critical event. It was my very first one out of the whole time I've been driving. I still yet, no tickets, no accidents.
All right, so, okay, it used to be 15,000 because I remember I did Johnny. He was a student, well, not a student, but he was, he did flatbed and he decided he wanted to do reefer, and he was asked to do 15,000 miles. So, in this whole process, what did your wife say, or what was her take on that? Like, man, you went from the flatbed to the reefer, why, or you know what I mean?
She was for me because she didn't want me to do flatbed in the first place.
Oh man, man, you know, let me tell you something. My wife has told me so many things so many times, and I say nah, and then I come back and be like, honey, I'm doing that. Ah, my
But
God.
I've done construction for so long, my back's all messed up, and she knew that, you know, with my age and everything, I'm 40, 40 years old, and it's a young man's game. And you're out there throwing them 80, 100-pound tarps, 120, 125 degrees. Anybody that knows Houston knows that heat down there is no joke, especially whenever you're out there throwing tarps. Oh my Lord, it'll put a hurting on you.
So-
I lost about 80 pounds real quick. If you want to lose weight, go flatbed. You'll lose weight real quick. But
Don't say that because a lot of people say that, and
I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, that's just me. I like the reefer side. It's a whole lot less stress. I mean, it has a stressful
less
day.
stress on the reefer side, refrigerated, less stress. So the process was about a week long.
Yeah.
You came in, they got you a trainer on the reefer side. What happened to all that equipment you bought?
I sold it back to Prime at a very, very cheap price.
Pennies to the dollar?
Pretty much. I'd say a half a penny.
Oh my God, man, that's crazy.
$4,000 worth of equipment, and I ended up still owing $1,700.
Wait, oh, after you sold it back?
Yeah, I still owe them $1,700.
Man, that's crazy. Wow. So you're doing the reefer. How was that part of the training?
It was different. I mean, whenever I got with him, he was another YouTube guy, Trucker Will on YouTube.
Trucker Will. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got a Blacktop family. He's a real cool guy. He taught me a lot. Like, I didn't know we could use our phones for doing all the macros. I was used to the 1980s technology we got on the dash, the old Qualcomm, hunting for everything on there. And he's like, nah, dude. He's like, here, let me see your phone. He's like, pull up your app. He's like, here, you do it this way. And I'm like, 10 minutes and I'm done. I've got all my, arrived, the part calls, I've got everything done. And I ain't got to sit there and try to scroll through the Qualcomm. And he taught me stuff that I never knew that, we could do, which I don't know whether you can do it on the flatbed side or not, but the reefer side is, the macros, everything is so much simpler.
Okay, that's good. So Trucker Will trained you, got you right on the reefer, and you came back to upgrade
Yeah.
again.
It took me about 3 days to upgrade.
Okay, because did you have in a previous upgrade help that process or no?
No,
Okay, so no different.
no. And when I come back, I didn't even have to do the safety class. I just had to come back, get on the list for a truck, which first couple of trucks I turned down because they was way too many miles. Then I got a Peterbilt. I didn't want it, but I ended up with a Peterbilt, and I didn't even make it out of the yard. It broke down.
Oh my God.
And
Wait, say that again. I didn't hear you. So
it
all
broke
you,
down before I even left the yard. Before I even got to sign my lease, it broke down. The DEF system went out
on the
And-
Peterbilt.
Yeah, on the Peterbilt. And I went back in. I talked to Brittany over there, and she said, "Well, I got a truck, but you ain't gonna like it." I was like, "Okay, does it run and drive?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Why would I like it?" She goes,
Charlie.
She said, "It's purple." I was like, "I don't care." I was like, "My trainer's truck was purple." I was like, "I'm not, stuck on a color." I was like, "I don't care if it's pink with polka dots. As long as it gets me down the road and makes me money, I can care less what it looks like."
Okay.
My
So
son named my truck now.
okay, well, what do you name it?
The Purple Nurple.
The Purple Nurple. Okay, that's what's up.
It's a dark royal purple, and it's a good truck.
Okay. So you're upgraded. You're doing the lease now on the Freightliner. How's that going so far?
It's got its ups and downs. It depends on the day. You know, you get some days that's really great. You got, you know, weeks that you're riding us real high. But it's like anything in trucking. You got ups and you got downs. You know, freight's never perfect. Every week is never perfect.
Now the backing, because I know flatbedders, from what I hear, not that I know, but from what I hear, they don't back up as much on as the refrigerated side.
We don't back into as tight of places as we do on the refrigerated side. We never back into places like, I mean, I've only had one place where I couldn't get a trailer in, and that was the other day in Gary, Ohio at Walmart DC. And it was so small that you literally couldn't fit your hand in between the trailers, and by the time I'd have got my trailer around, my reefer unit would have been touching the reefer unit that was back into the dock across from me.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I'm not even trying. I was like, you know, I'm responsible for this truck and trailer. I'm the one that has to pay for the damages. I was like, I'm not putting it in there. I was like, I'll disconnect it. I was like, and then it's on you. I was like, you know, you're the yard guy. You can back it in there. He goes, well, I can't get it in there. I was like, neither can I. So I found a spot that I could back it into and put it in there. And that was my first time ever having that problem. And yesterday, I gave myself a pat on the back because I was in Wisconsin yesterday up in Rudolph. And you probably picked up keys there before, little bitty place. I actually did a blindside back and nailed it on the first try, getting it into the dock on my first try with no pull-ups. And I had a trainer sitting there, and he was impressed that I did it. I was like, he's like, I'm really impressed. I said, you think you are? I said, you ought to be me. I said, I've never one-shotted it. You know, coming from the blind side. He said, well, what was you looking back here at me for? I was like, I was waiting on you to honk the horn and tell me if I was too close to you. I was like,
okay.
I did follow my number one rule, and that's GOAL, get out and look.
Yes, especially on the blind side.
Yeah, but I figured, you know, hey, he's right there. He's going to blow his horn if I get too close to him, and I can readjust. But I got it in there, and I back in, I look, I was like, wow, I was like, I did this. I was like, you know.
Okay, that's good. So it's going good for you. That's awesome. Let me see if they got any comments. It says, hey, can I get a shout out? Let me see. Man, it's not letting me. A coil fell off the truck in an area a few weeks ago and it killed a motorist.
That unfortunately happens if your load's not secure properly. It happens a lot. A lot more than people think.
All right, so it says, what's up, Ray David? Let me see. I respectfully disagree. I think if you got your business sense together and can handle money and have a financial cushion to cover the lean weeks, then lease out of the gate is fine. You know, and again, that's your opinion. That's good. One Bar Wonder says, chilling in the motherland. Yes. Roberto says, can I get a regular lease if I'm out of Las Vegas? I'm not sure. I'm sure you could, but well, actually, I don't know, because I think Vegas and El Paso is the two places where you cannot get a lease. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really know the answer, guys. So, what's good, bro? What's going on, Majesty? Let me see any other questions. All right, what's up, Elias? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos? So, before we get off and end this, man, DWAYNE, what advice would you give the new people coming into the industry, man?
I would strongly suggest that if you're coming into this industry, getting your CDL or coming in here to TNT, do the at least 3 months, no less than 3 months of company. Make your mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes, trust me. Everybody does it. I don't care who you are, you're going to make a mistake. Make it whenever you're on the company's dime, rather than being on the lease side where it's coming out of your pocket. You know, because whenever it comes out of your pocket, it's a whole lot harder to learn from that mistake, because then you feel defeated. And then you want to walk away. And, you know, I strongly say for anybody coming into this, just go company first.
Okay.
Learn your freight lanes. Learn this industry. Learn the ins and outs, where the good freight is, where the bad freight is. You know, the areas to stay away from, the areas that, you know, may not pay the greatest going in, but you can get a good load coming out of it.
Okay, another question. I don't remember asking this, but I got to make sure I ask you this. Out of all the companies, why Prime?
I chose Prime because, well, as I said in the beginning, I was told that, we wouldn't have to pay for no equipment, and I was like, well, okay. And then it's like 30,000 miles. I was like, that's a good deal there. I was like, I like doing that. Of course, I was informed on that, and I chose Prime, mostly because of their safety record. And if you look up Prime, their reviews online, they're pretty well spot on.
Okay.
You get some people that's got bad reviews, but you got to ask yourself, was it Prime's fault or was it their fault?
Yes.
Did they not get what they tried to get out of Prime?
Yes, yes.
Or did they not put 110 into Prime and expected 120 back from Prime? I've known drivers that's come in here and quit because Prime wouldn't get them home every week. And if you're going to be an over-the-road driver going home every week, you can't do that.
Yeah. One Bar Wonder says, take your time. A successful trip is when you arrive alive, which is very true. So, all right, guys, DWAYNE, that's his story. He started here at Prime on the flatbed side, and then went to the refrigerated side. That's awesome, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, what works for you and your family. That's what matters. It doesn't matter what I say, what he says, she says. It doesn't matter what works for you. Roberto says, in my situation, I don't really care much for home time. I'd rather have a good week or two off. No, wait. I'd rather have a good week or two off and don't mind being on the road 2 to 3 months. If that's possible as a company driver. And it's always be aware of your surroundings. So yes, definitely. But all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. DWAYNE, appreciate you doing this with me.
No
Kind of getting your point of view out there on the training, whatever your situation was. But now you're doing the refrigerated side, which is very important. He's not doing flatbed anymore. So
the other thing I tell you guys is whenever you get with your canteen trainer, don't be afraid to ask questions. Especially if you're driving at night and GPS tells you to make a turn and you look at it and it don't look right to you, holler back there and be like, hey man, this thing wants me to turn here, but I don't know about this. Don't commit to something until maybe have him or her, whoever it is training you, get up, both of you look at it, assess the situation. So you don't get into a situation where you're in a residential area where you're not supposed to be.
Right. Mike Andrew says, I appreciate his honesty for the decisions he made that maybe he didn't turn out as he hoped, but he adjusted. So yes. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. DWAYNE, again, thank you for doing this with me, and I wish you the best. So everybody, thank you for watching.
What time your order is up?